Hi Muglets! This weapon video is a little bit different from my other weapon videos just because of chronological reasons. I'd say in like 95% of cases, the weapon I'm raising comes after the raising mode and before the god mode of a character, but in this case, Kazuha got his god mode a long time ago, but also I do want to dive into if it can be used for someone else as well. As usual, first things first, we got to raise it. I think we do have a decent amount of enhancement material already, but we might need to farm a little bit as well. We will see. There's level 20. We got enough of the green stuff and enough of the monster mats. First star, level 4. Oh God, wait, we have 85 blues. Maybe we don't need to farm. That's a lot of blues. Level 50, third star. All right, well, we are lacking a bit on purples, and I imagine we don't have mini or any golds, but there's the fourth star, and level 70. Oh God, we're also missing Ruin Guard drops. Well, let's go to the crafting station, see if we can make that stuff. We are running a little low on Ruin Guard materials. Damn, I didn't think we'd have to farm monsters, but I guess we'll see. Definitely gonna need some Ruin Guard mats. And we also need these. We only need purples anymore as well. Let's get Ayaka in there. Hope for some bonus. Bonus Ayaka. 1 bonus on 6, not bad. We can make 26 purples. We might not need any of this stuff somehow. 2 bonus on 26. Okay, a little mid. Actually, yeah, I think we're good. We could, how many of these? Okay, we have 0. Let's make 5 and hope for a bonus. 2 bonus on 5? Okay, you definitely made up for it, Ayaka. Let's go. Let's get that 5th star though, and now we can start feeding the 3 stars in. It's a lot faster this way because it doesn't level up after every chunk of 3 stars, and you can just continually add them in like this. Okay, we're out of 3 stars anyway. There is level 80. We have enough golds, but we still need 19 Ruin Guard Chaos Cores. But we can get 12 Chaos Circuits. That, I hope, is there more? I hope there's more. I don't think there's more though. Oh wait, Chaos Device, 16 of those. Ruin Guards drop a decent chunk, so we'll just farm the rest. 5 bonus on 5 Sucrose. 1 bonus, okay, I'll take it. 6 bonus on 6 Sucrose. No bonus. Well, we're a tiny bit closer. We need 13 now. Wasn't there a place with like 4 Ruin Guards? I kind of forgot where that was. Oh, I think it was in this area. Oh yeah, come to Papa. Oh God, I kind of want to just get them all together. Yeah, there we go. That's the good stuff. Yoimiya, finish them off. And there we go, I think. We only got 1 purple out of all those. A blue, like 4 blues. 5 blues, guess around 3 purples in total, not bad. Now we're just gonna farm them like this. What do you got? 2 greens and a blue. Next one's over here. Oop, bro, please don't tell me this one just dropped 2 greens. This is gonna take a while. Pop, not even a blue again. Oh no. Ooh, this time we got a purple. Maybe having the Ruin Guard fall on our character is the key. Oh, there are a bunch out this way. I spot 3 if they're all active, and 1 down here. I'm gonna grab this one first. Here we go. Perfect falling. Perfect falling on me. I know some comments are gonna be like, oh, it's RNG, Moga, what are you doing? Be quiet, you don't know, I just haven't found the right method yet. All right, this time we're going to fall in between its legs. Yeah. Okay, that obviously wasn't right either. Pretty sure these guys dropped the same material, so we're just going to grab him real quick. Ending it with a Binny Burst. That did the trick. Is this one alive? Nope, wait. Calm down, Yoimiya. Okay, there we go. That should be enough. Huh. Purple, come to Moga. I mean, when you really think about it, it's obvious. That wasn't a Ruin Guard we killed with Binny's Burst, so of course it doesn't apply. What am I thinking? How about with a Yelan E? Well, we got a blue. We are heading in the right direction. Let's try soloing it with Yelan then. Maybe we got to bring it down and... we got a blue. We are still better than no blue. Let's head back to the crafting station. Did get a decent chunk. We got 13 blues here from the greens and a bonus from Sucrose. Oh, 6? 6 bonus Sucrose, please. Still need 4 more. They cost 2 each? Well, I do be feeling kind of lazy. Anyway, we can go ahead and get it to the last star now. Throw those 372 enhancement ores right in there. We can look at its final stats, which is 608 base attack, 198 elemental mastery. A pretty even ratio to base attack and sub main stat. How does it stack up to Xiphos Moonlight though? Which is only level 80 at the moment. At level 90, it would have 510 base attack and I think 165 EM. EM isn't so much different. We're getting like a little more than 30 extra EM for Freedom Sworn. Base attack is a bit more. We're getting around 100 extra base attack, which for Kazuha, I'm not sure matters that much because in most teams, he's just a support, not really there to deal damage. but just stat wise, of course, it is a direct upgrade. As for the passives, I do kind of want to compare them as well because I am jumping from Xiphos to Freedom Sworn. All right, this is kind of similar to Elegy. I believe they do fall into the same sort of bracket. Yes, the Millennial movement. So Elegy, Freedom Sworn, and I guess some other weapons fall into this Millennial movement. So, but would that really mean we can't use the buffs for Elegy and the buffs for Freedom Sworn in the same team? Of the mini effects of the Millennial movement, buffs of the same type will not stack. That could of course also mean just 2 Freedom Sworns, for example, won't stack, like giving 40% attack instead of 20, but I want to make sure, so I'm going to do a little test later on, but for now, just the passive in general increases damage by 10%. It's whatever for Kazuha. I know he can be kind of at least a sub DPS, so it's not useless, but the buff here I think is more important. 16% increased damage to normal charge plunging attacks, which your main DPS most likely will be doing, and then 20% attack buff as well. So very support-like weapon. Xiphos Moonlight is just completely different, but it's a pretty good buff. It's basically energy recharge, scaling with the amount of elemental mastery you have, and Kazuha always has a lot of elemental mastery. Mine has 111 with freedom. Yeah, 178. Xiphos gives him a lot of energy recharge. It's kind of crazy. Going Freedom Sworn does mean I have to kind of rebuild him a bit. He does still want like triple EM artifacts, but those EM artifacts will need to have a decent amount of energy recharge substats. And I don't raise a ton of EM circlets or EM goblets, so that's going to be a challenge. But yeah, before we move on, I do want to test that with 2 Millennial weapons. It's going to be a little hard to actually check because outside of the 20% attack boost, it only buffs stats you can't really see here. So we'll probably try and proc Freedom Sworn first, and then Yolans to see if we get the EM boost. So for Freedom Sworn, he needs to proc reactions. Just gonna take a quick look at his current attack, which is 1383. Maybe I should do some good old Viridescent. I mean, I will need to rebuild my Kazuha, so might actually need some. We don't even have any physical units, but yeah, I honestly just want to check that out. So he should have the buff now. Yes, 1564. Now we're gonna do Yelan Ease. I should have checked how long that lasts actually. Okay, so that should be, oh yes indeed, I think we got it, and I think our Yelan is also dead, but it doesn't matter. He definitely has more EM and attack, so pretty sure at this very second he is getting both buffs. So without doing some math, it's hard to say. The Elegy buff could have just overwritten Freedom Sworn buff. I did a bit of digging, and this came from one comment, which does kind of make sense. So apparently the buffs do stack, but only the different buffs. Because Freedom Sworn has a 20% attack boost and Elegy for the End has a 30% attack boost, apparently the attack boosts do not stack. You can only have the 30 or the 20. But the EM boost, as well as the normal charged boost here for 16%, those can go together. So we should have both buffs right now, which means we are getting a 30% attack boost from Elegy, the 150 EM from Elegy, and the 16% plunging attack, but not the 20% attack boost from Freedom Sworn, which is weird. I kind of assume it does work like that though, because we should be past 1600 attack with an additional 30% attack boost. There is a 20-second cooldown on getting these sigils, so we can't, oh wait, yes, I think I just saw it proc there. I guess it at least gives us the higher of the 2 values, but what happens if we trigger Yelan's first? Will it override the 30% with the 20%? These are questions no one is asking, but I'm curious about. There's a little icon that pops up, so it should be somewhat easy to see here. We're just gonna get them all wet so that it's easy. Okay, there goes hers. Let's check stats real quick. Yes, indeed, we do not have Kazuha's and we're still at 1654. The question is, when we swirl twice and get Freedom Sworn buff, will our attack actually go down? There's 1, there's 2, we got the buff. Our attack actually goes down. That's crazy. And a little unfortunate, but we did keep the EM boost. So yeah, it was somewhere in the middle. They can stack, just not the attack boost, but I guess it makes sense. I'm really glad I tested that because that's something I actually really wasn't expecting. What that actually means is using 2 Millennial weapons does reduce the overall passive value of them because one of their attack boosts, whichever one is procced first, won't really matter for the most part. But yeah, sorry, that tangent was a lot longer than I expected it to be. So here are the 15 different sword users. Damn, we have a lot of sword users. First and foremost, they most likely want to be a support because the passive is almost purely support, and Elemental Mastery main stat. I mean, Altier does scale quite a bit with EM, so it would be an okay sword for him. Obviously, his signature is better, you know, it's more offensive than Freedom Sworn, but if you don't have the signature, I don't think it'd be a horrible sword for him. But yeah, outside of the obvious Kazuha and a couple of units that probably could use it, but not like well, I think Benny would be another interesting one if you have him at C6, because he can infuse his sword and do, you know, reactions pretty easily. You only need to do 2 reactions, and Benny's already giving an attack boost and stuff. So if you have him in like 4-piece oblige and then this sword, he's just going to become a super booster. And then of course you would have your main DPS dealing the majority of their damage with normal charge or plunge attacks. So in a specific team that doesn't really need Kazuha, you know, it could be on Benny. I would say at C6 it'd be pretty easy to proc. Before that, it would be a little annoying because you'd have to do 2 E's. Maybe in some cases you could do 1 held E and get away with it. I did try testing that a little bit in the background, but it was inconclusive. I really would not want to give up sacrificial for like Xingqiu. A lot of the other sword users are main DPS, and I don't feel like it's much of a main DPS weapon. Again, maybe a little bit for alt. But yeah, I'm probably just gonna plant it on Kazuha and never take it off, because I'm perfectly fine with my Benny being in Skyward Blade. A lot of energy, it's quite nice. Honestly, I don't think it's that huge of an upgrade from Xiphos, like just overall speaking. The main difference is with Freedom Sworn, you can get a larger number, you know, and that's what a lot of people strive for, just to see the next bigger number, because this actually boosts your damage, whereas Xiphos just increases his energy recharge, and it's more of like a quality of life thing. He's much easier to build with Xiphos because you don't need to care about energy recharge basically at all. Just dump EM into him and that's it. I would say for like the average player though, if you already have like R5 Xiphos, I wouldn't say, you know, going for Freedom Sworn is all that worth it. It is a decent party-wide buff, and alongside all the other buffs Kazuha gives, he just like becomes even more of a cracked support. It's just one of those cases where I don't think the weapon makes the character. Like some characters rely heavily on their weapon. I don't feel like that's the case with Kazuha and Freedom Sworn. Like he's still going to be a busted support with Xiphos. But yeah, that's about it. See ya.